excited for today? Are you guys excited?
Yeah, are you using ChessLink?
I'm using ChessLink today because, workshop, we might have some, players who need to get an account. So I have a different one. I am going to send you the link in a second.
Sir, this is the first time we are doing a workshop.
1 second. All of you click on this link.
Password?
Prochess. Prochess.
Private Saturday.
Sir, I have a question. This is the first time I've been in a workshop. What is it?
So we do different types of workshop. Today is going to be a very unique one. So I'll explain what we're doing in just a second, right? Sometimes what we do is we play on VChess and we go over stuff, and that's what we have done in some of the past workshops. But today we're doing a different one. Let me tell you in a couple of seconds. All right. So Varun, I just make sure you're not using any capital. The password is simply this: prochess, all in one word, no space. Everyone else is able to log in, so I'm hoping that you're also able to get in.
I have a question. Is this your website, kingsandqueens.org?
Yes, it is.
Or .com? Because I saw like an introduction, like on the main Prochess website. It told he owns the King and Queens Institute. For fun, I just read all the coaches and all. So
You're checking Give me a second, Pawan. We're going to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you another link. So, and also I will, actually, let me do this very quickly.
How does this work? Because
I'll tell you.
Is it like if you get the question correct, you add points?
I'm going to give each one of you $100. Okay? We're starting class. You're all already rich. Okay? Yay. You're going to have $100.
Hey, let's go.
Hold on. I want, you can click on this. You can all access the sheet. But remember this, you can only touch the name in your in your column. Do not touch anything else. Okay? Whatever you can change is only whatever next to your name. Don't change anything else. But I want all of you to see the sheet for now. I will tell you what the rules of the game are. Okay? The rules are very simple. You start with $100, and every position I give you, you can actually bet on the position, depending on how you think you know your answer. So let's say I give you a position. You're 100% sure you got the answer right. You can bet a certain amount. And if you get your answer right, that money will be added for you.
Wow. And
now, in the end of the class, you know who's going to win the class? Who's going to be the winner? Whoever has the most money. So you might get some answers.
Gambling right here. Virtual gambling.
We're not actually gambling, so I want to be very clear about this. Okay? So I don't want you guys going around and telling people that Coach Magesh is teaching us how to gamble. No, this is not gambling. And I will tell you what exactly we're doing, right? Basically, when you solve a position, you sometimes think that you got it, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have missed a move. In some positions, it's very easy to say that you have solved it because you've seen every possible move, right? So the question is, how confident are you in your own calculation? If you feel like I've seen this, but I've missed a few moves here and there, I don't know if I got it right or if I got it wrong, then you're not too confident. Then you shouldn't be betting too much money on it, right? So we will have some minimum and maximum bets. So minimum every minimum bet I would say is $5. So you have to bet something because I don't want someone sitting through the whole class not. So for that reason, I want all of you to bet, right? And if you did not put in any number on your own, we'll automatically put a 10 for you, $10. So everyone should either do a minimum, or I will say the maximum you can bet, let's say, is $30, not more than that. Let's not go super crazy, okay? Okay, so are we ready?
Okay.
Sir, one
Do
quick
this.
question.
Okay.
Sir, one quick question.
Yes, sir.
Can I bet any amount? Saying like
$30 is the
$3.
maximum.
What?
$30 is the maximum, so you don't go crazy on me.
$30 is the maximum?
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
no.
I have done this before in my camps, and I have had students who have lost all their money in the first two games, or like something like that.
Like the 30-30.
That's why I'm putting a cap. Previously, we didn't have a cap, and I would have a student who would come in and say, $100 bet on my first answer. I know I got this right. And then, of course, it's wrong. And then they lose all the $100. And that's the reason I'm putting a cap. So you'll at least be in the game for 3 games.
At least.
So you cannot run out of money. Yeah?
Okay.
But remember this, if you feel very confident, bet higher, right? So this is, again, like I said, my goal is I want you to realize how your calculation is. You see a position, I want you to know, oh, wait, I got this. This position is, I've seen all of the moves. I got this. I know exactly what's going on. So I got this, right? So if you feel that way, then you can bet higher, right? Yes. You don't want to go bankrupt, right? All right, ready to start? Let's start with the first position. But by the way, there will be some easy ones, some challenging ones. There are some mix-up. Okay, so that's also your job to find out, right? Which ones are what? All right, we got the first position on the board. It is white to play. Okay, now just think. Don't do anything. I'm not asking the question yet. First minute, I'll just let you think. And after that, I think I can give you, let's do 7 minutes for each position, 7 minutes. You can do faster or lower, but after the first minute, I will ask the question and you'll have 7 minutes to answer that. But of course, at some point, I will ask you to punch in the bet. We'll do that. For now, all of you look at the position. It's white's turn to play. So white pawn is going up. These pawns are going up here, and black pawn is going this way. And once, do you want me to stream directly? I can, if you want me to. I'll try. Give me a second. So, but then you'll have to stop the stream, right? Okay.
Take, push, take, check, move.
Amazing calculation, my guy. We can hear you.
Okay, sorry.
Go on mute. All right. Give me a second, guys. I'll need to, you're probably going to get a little bit extra time in this position because we are trying to set up a chess stream here.
Oh, yay. I am finally gonna, for the first time in history, be streamed on a channel. Woohoo!
YouTube?
Is it YouTube? On the website?
Or like Twitch?
That's what he said.
We are streaming on YouTube. Give me a second, guys.
Oh, can you send us a link?
No.
We are not here to do streaming. We have to solve the position. Time
Yes,
is
you guys,
ticking.
I don't want anyone, so remember this, unmute is a privilege. Don't make me take it out. Okay. Raise your hand if you have a question. Right now you have a position in front of you. So I want all of you to just think about it. Basically what you've gotten is some extra time. So you should be happy about it because I'm just setting up the stream from my end. So oh, it's working because I need to create the whole scene. I don't have a scene for this. If it works, I'll be okay, perfect. And let me close OBS and get back to this. All right, people, I'm about to ask the question.
Sorry.
No,
I said-
hold on one second. One more thing. I really need to mention this because, we've had unfortunate incidents before as well. Absolutely no use of vengeance. You take away the fun out of this whole game, and you also are disrespectful to others in the class and to me if you do it. And trust me, even if you use it for one more, I will know. Okay? We're having fun here. So do not even think about ever using an engine or turning anything on for these answers. Okay? All right. You don't have to give me any move right now. We will discuss this after the position is done. Okay? So let me ask the question now. Since we actually spent some time, I'm only going to give you 5 minutes. So white to play. Obviously, white is trying to win here. And you have 5 minutes to actually punch in the answer now.
But do you play it or do
yes, I'm going to ask the question. You will be able to play it. Give me a second.
Is it on the board or on the side?
Yeah, it's going to show up on the board. Give me a second.
Because I'm not really used to this.
Question. Do we bet the money first?
Don't bet yet. Don't bet yet. I'll tell you when you can bet. And don't make an answer right now also. If you make an answer right now, that means you're already... So you should do a bet before you make the answer. Keep that in mind.
So
before you play the moves, so right now the question is on your board. So before you start playing the moves, you have 5 whole minutes. So don't play moves yet. At some point, I want you to make a bet on that sheet whenever you're ready. Now you can do anything between $5 to $30. If you get it wrong, you might lose that money. Keep that in mind.
can we change it?
No, once you bet, you cannot change it.
Oh. Okay, let's go.
That's the whole point of it. All right, take your time and still think about it.
Okay.
This is a calculation exercise.
Wait, do you play this on the board or?
On the board, you'll be able to make a move when you're ready, Shuma. But remember this, I gave you 5 minutes. Make sure
okay.
you take your time There's no rush. I'm going to put all of you on mute for a second. I'm going to pause this share for a second. Looks like Amitesh just joined in. Can you give him the links and get him up to speed? Okay, so we have about, how much time do we have? 3 minutes left. I see some of you have started putting in an amount in your bet. You can if you want to.
Let's go. I betted $30 for the good
Okay,
stuff.
good. Hold on, I want others are still thinking. So stay on mute. Let's let others think. We have about 2 minutes left. You cannot edit the money left. It will automatically change. Don't do anything. Sampreet, you're just focusing on the amount you can bet and making the answer. All right, we have about 1.5 minutes left. I want all of you to start punching in your answer because you have to make a bunch of moves. So don't wait until the last second. So for Shuma and Pawan. Okay, last 30 seconds. I'm going to switch to the money part. So I see, remember, once you put in the money, no more editing. Samita, Sampreet, and Naisha, I don't know. But I think Amitesh just joined in, so I'm going to have Amitesh here. All right, guys, last 10 seconds. The time is pretty much up. I'll tell you, Pawan, give me a second. All right, that is time. So good news is I see 5 of you got it right. And some of you got it wrong. That's okay. That's okay. And some of you got, so those who got it wrong, just we'll talk. It's a small group, so we can talk about it. But the point is, before we do anything else, I want to discuss the position first. Yeah. So I see some of you got it right. Let's see if I can ask from someone. Let's go to, so Pawan, you got it first. So tell me what your calculation is.
So my calculation here is that you can see the bishop is like on the eye of the king, so what I did is just like a takes b6. He can't do bishop takes because of the discovered attack. So a takes b6 check,
Wait, where is the discover attacks? You mean C takes B6, you mean, yeah?
Yeah, I mean C takes B6. My bad. I confuse this a lot.
Because you mean this,
So then
you mean,
C takes,
because of the check
yeah,
here. Okay, fair enough.
and then after that I was like, okay, he's got two bishops, but now what are they doing? They are badly placed. They are bad bishops, kind of. Because they're doing nothing, and they can't stop the pawn after b7 because the light squared bishop and these are kind of like connected passers coming down the board. So I was just like c takes b6 b7. It's like
The
simple,
main question I have for you, Pawan, is did you figure this all out in the first move, or did you figure it out as you go?
I figured it out as I went
Okay.
because I wanted to see, like, so what I calculated c takes b6. I was like, what about king b5? But then you queen, right? But he still has the two bishops, so
Well,
it's
actually,
still
king
very
b5
tricky.
is also possible. Let me explain some of those things. Thank you. So the point is, I would want all of you to figure it out from move one before. So I know if you try to figure it out as you go, sometimes you might get lucky, sometimes you might just be unlucky and you might have the wrong move and it'll be wrong, right? So you won't have the chance to figure it out as you start going. As some of you got it wrong, figured it out, because what happened is when you started moving forward, your move turned out to be wrong. So when I play pawn takes, b6 check, that should be the first move. Now, some of you did not play that first move, and you have to be careful about it, because if you take the bishop, I simply take the pawn, and this should be a draw. Because, okay, you will push this pawn at some point, I'll take it, right? It's not easy for you to get the bishop out, because if you go here and if you go here, the bishop will come back here. And this should be a draw. And also don't forget that I have my own pawn that I can push to. So you cannot miss that. So this move should have been pretty straightforward. Now, to get this correct, as we go forward with multiple positions, keep in mind that you need to do candidate moves. If you want to be very thorough about did you get something right or wrong, do your candidate moves. Pawn takes pawn check. Now the king can go to b5 or a5. If you notice, black has one defense, and that's why king b5 doesn't work. For example, after king a5, b7 makes more sense. And here, I think some of you played c7. Yes, I see c7. But the problem with c7 is after I take, this is a draw. Because remember this, the other bishop guards this queening square, and it's opposite color bishops. There's no way you're kicking me out. You take with the pawn or you take with the bishop. I don't care. I'll simply move the king. And then my bishop will go to c8. And we can all agree that it's a draw. Correct? Let me move this a little bit so we can have bigger screen. Okay. So this is definitely a draw. So c7 you cannot play for that reason. b7 makes a lot of sense. But here, this is a study. In studies, there are all this tricky stuff. It looks like it's game over now. I'm going to queen the pawn. Because you do bishop takes, I'll take with the pawn. And then the next one, I'm queening. And this bishop doesn't seem to have any clear ways to stop it. But then comes one last trick. Bishop to b5. And this is the reason black could not play king b5. So to point out some things, these are things you cannot figure out as you go. You definitely have to calculate beforehand. Sometimes you can get lucky, but make sure you calculate. Now the deal is if you queen, I'm playing bishop takes pawn check and draw. Correct? Exactly. So you can't really queen the pawn, and your only real move is pawn to c7. And here comes the next confusing idea. I will actually take. Now, if I go bishop here or any other move, you will queen this pawn. So it's easily winning for white. So I have to get rid of this. And after you get rid of this, here comes my last trick. My last and the final trick, king to a6. What happens if you queen?
You check on c6 with the bishop, and then you take c7.
It's not a stalemate, Dakshika. I just simply play bishop c6 check. If you queen, I will play bishop c6 check, and you have to give up your queen, and we have a draw. So the final trick is to promote to a knight, and you got yourself a nice little checkmate, right? So you had to see all of this to bet $30. If you didn't see all of this, you should not have bet $30, right? Now, let's see. Samita came all the way to this point and queened in the end. So Samita, I think I'm going to give you 50% of whatever you bet. What did you bet? I can't see how much you bet. Samita?
She didn't bet anything.
Well, sometimes if you write a number and did not press enter, the number will not show up. Press enter. Sampreet and Naisha, press enter on your sheet because I'm not seeing the number you bet. Naisha, can you press enter on the sheet? on the Google sheet. All right, for Samita, I'm going to give 15 because she got half of it right. Yeah. So let's see the others. For Sampreet, you came up until bishop to b5. So came up until here and you played bishop to b4 check. Okay. I can give you your bet 10. I will give you 30%, like let's say $3. Okay. Tejom, you missed the very early stages. So I have to say your money is mine, which means the 5 becomes negative.
-5.
Anmol, Naishan, Arohi, we all missed it in the first move. So I'm going to take away your money. Sorry.
Negative.
Minus. Anmol.
Oh my god. This is so fun seeing others going to negative, but it's not fun when you gotta do it.
When you're losing money, it's not fun.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
you're just gonna get like really nervous.
Okay, so that's okay. That's okay. Now watch. This is where we have the total. So the point here is, again, when you bet something, you have to make sure you know your calculation. So again, this is not about the money. The money is one part. I want you to remember that you have to be confident in your games, in your analysis, right? So when you did not see some of the moves and you felt like you saw it, I want you to think about that. When we go to the next position, I want you to reduce this. So every position we do, I want you to get better at this game, right? When you have a good chance where you see something absolutely perfect and you say, you know what, I got this, that's when you have to jump in and bet higher and get that money, right? So you'll move up. And when you feel like you're not so confident, you can play conservative. Because remember this, you can let others crash and burn too, right? I'm sure some are going to bet really high and keep moving up. All right, let's move on to the second position, people. Second position. Okay.
Imagine if your palms get sweaty and you accidentally mouse slip.
Well, mouse slip.
Oh my god.
By the way,
I just figured out what this is. A training game. It's a training game. I swear, I just saw December 19th, Group 1. I saw it. I literally saw it.
Wait, what did you see?
Don't. It was a training game.
A training game? No.
Yeah.
I don't think any training game is there. All right, hold on. I need to see what are the next position we need to put in. Give me a second.
I know why I'm so nervous.
You know why you're very nervous? All right, let's go. Again, I can mix it up, mix and match, okay? The next one is exactly 5 minutes. It's a made in
Recording in progress.
all right, 5 minutes, and the question is up. This is a great example of being very thorough. You have to look at every possible move for your opponent, and that needs to lead to a mate. Tejom has bet full. I can see you're happy, Tejom. Good job. All right, we're about 3 minutes left. Samita's in the game. I like it. And remember this, you have to bet before you make your answer. So if I see anyone doing the other way around, you will lose all your points. You solve quite more puzzles. That's good. That definitely helps. And this is a very simple calculation exercise. Right, we're down to the last couple of minutes. I would say this is the time all of you should put in your bet. If you're not so sure, this is where I will be conservative. If you're very sure, I'll then definitely bet higher. But the good thing is I see all of you are taking your time when you don't have the exact answer. Very nice, very nice. That's exactly what I want to see. Sampreet and Dakshika, you've not pressed enter. Pawan, you've not pressed enter. So I see that you've written some number. Maybe I don't see the number. And Shuma, you either. Hit enter on the sheet so I can see what number you bet. Anmol and Arohi have not done either. So we're down to the last 40 seconds.
No.
Sahaj, Samita, and Tejom have all gotten it so far.
I'm showing the fine. No,
Last 5 seconds.
not really. Oh,
All right, time is up. And let me talk about the position very quickly. In the meantime, looks like I see all the bets in there. So Arohi, I don't see yours. You have to press enter. I don't see the number. Press enter on the sheet. So I exactly see what you have done. So I see Samita and Tejom were super, super confident and they went for the full 30. And I see that Anmol, Sampreet, and Dakshika went for 15. Okay, so the Maiden 2 is a great example for how you understand your calculation. So I'll tell you the reason of this idea, even this idea to actually make you accountable for your own calculation. This came to me, you know why? Because I've had some experiences in which my students would come to me and said, I got this, Coach Magesh. I got this. I have the answer. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. I'm like, are you really sure? It's like, yes, I'm absolutely sure. I can bet my life on this. I got this. And then guess what? They have it wrong. So I keep having this experience again and again. And I realize, okay, sometimes what happens is you feel like you have a move when your opponent has some moves that they can play and you have not seen it, and you're not giving importance to that. Now, the difference is for me, right? When I go and calculate, I also make mistakes in my calculation, right? But when I don't know what's going on in the position, I kind of know that. Like I know, okay, I've calculated this move and that move and then this possible move. And I know my opponent could play all these different ideas. I've probably not seen all of them. I've seen some of them. So I know what I can do with that. So the difference is I understand how much I know in that position, right? So I know, oh, wait, in this position, I know I'm winning. In this position, I'm kind of in a good position. I think I have some good play, but I don't know exactly what's going on. It's a little unclear to me. And this information you should have as a chess player, right? And also it's important for life too. So now in this position, it's very easy to have that information. If you made a mistake in this position, then I would say, again, reflect on this, because all you have to do is look at the legal moves for black. And there are not a lot. It's very easy to say that, you know what, I don't have the answer on this. Yeah. And all you have to do is bet minimum. If you bet more than $5 and you lost, that means you're not very familiar with what's going on. Now, for example, I see the move Queen E4. A very good idea. Because if the pawn goes to C4, you can checkmate on C6 or you can checkmate on E8. Both are pretty cool ideas. The only problem is Queen E4 fails to A4. We don't have a checkmate.
But I thought black's pawns were going upwards.
Ah, no, come on. You can't.
It was same with me. I got so confused. I thought black was going upwards,
the
not
numbers
downwards.
are
How
visible
could
right
you?
here. Look at the numbers. The numbers are right here. 1 through 8. If you're not sure about it, look at the numbers. Now, yeah, C3 is, well, actually, pawn, you cannot claim that. Your answer was C3. You know the pawn is going this way. So we cannot go the other way.
I actually thought the pawn was going that way, all the way to A8.
You thought this pawn goes
So
this
I
way and
did-
this pawn also goes this way.
Wait, that's just
Yeah. Anyway,
That
so
is,
C3 again.
that was
The
kind of
problem,
stupid.
hold on. C3, the problem with C3 again is that it works very well if I play, actually, it doesn't seem to work for either moves. Yeah, I can play this move or this move. And I don't see a real checkmate after that. Now, Varun tried Queen F7. Very interesting idea. I think it works for the king moves. If I move the king over here, you get queen to checkmate. It works for the pawn moves. If I move the pawn, I get checkmate. But the move it doesn't work is A4 again. So I have a few legal moves, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you have to have an answer for each one of them. That's all. That is all. Yeah. In fact, depending on where the queen is, I might have 5 legal moves. So your calculation is actually easily controllable here, and you should know what you know. You should know that you have seen, oh, I've seen this move, I've seen this move, I've seen this move, but I do not have an answer to this move. And that should be obvious. Yeah. So well, I was trying to solve this when I first saw this. The first thing I thought about is also checkmating along this diagonal and making the pawn go up. But then I realized the real problem was this move, not C4. C4, you have multiple ways to checkmate. The problem is really this move. When they play A4, I'll put you on mute, Shuma. So when they play A4, where is the checkmate? Then I realized the only real checkmate is to take on C5. Then every candidate move to take on C5 started coming into my head. I looked at this, and this. These are the main moves, and then you have an answer. Right? Queen E3 is the answer, because if I go to B4 or here, I will checkmate. And if I on B3, if I go to C4, there's a checkmate on C5. And if there is A4, there's a checkmate on C5. And there is C4, there's a checkmate on E8. Right? All right, cool. Now let's see. In this case, though, I think everyone who got it wrong, I would say you're fully in the negative. So I have to go, let's do one at a time. Shumap. By the way, Vansh, are you there? Can you, those who got an X, can you just turn their numbers to negative? That's all we have to do. So Shuma, Pavan, Varun, all. What is that? Oh, you're not in the classroom? Oh, okay. Can you join in? Because otherwise I'll have to keep score. It will take more time. So join in. For this one, I'll do it. Shuma. Wait, are we changing numbers? Why do I feel like we're changing some numbers?
That was mine. I changed it by myself because I know I already lost the point.
You can change the number after that, after you lost points.
No,
You're not good.
like I made it negative. Because
Oh,
I,
you made it negative.
lost the coin.
Okay,
Yeah.
Samit,
Wait, a quick question. Why is it -6 instead of -3? I mean, third. Like, no, I mean, like, why is it 124 instead of 136?
well, because you lost money. How will you have 136? You bet $6 and you lost the $6.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wait,
So-
and
in 130, you bet $6, you lost 6. So you have 124. Three people, you'll see only the leaderboard. Oh, yeah, you'll only see the leaderboard. That's the problem. Okay, we'll figure it out. I think I'll have to probably do it. Okay, I'll just tell you, Sahaj, Samita, and Tejom are the only three who got this right. The rest of them got negative. Can you do that? Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. I want to get 5 positions done. We have done only 2. I need at least 5 positions. Okay, ready for the next one?
hopefully.
Hopefully. Here you go.
Oh, nice.
White
Ready?
to play. So white is down a rook and a bishop, but lucky for him, the black king, lucky for him or her, the black king is on c5. So all you have to do is figure out a way to finish the game off. If you finish the game off with the king, you win. You let the king escape, black wins because black is up with a lot of material. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes again for this calculation.
This way.
And towards the end, you can put in your bets. Now remember this, you need to put in the numbers, okay? Doesn't work that way.
Is it the fastest way or
Well, there's only one really good way.
okay?
I can tell you that much.
That explains. This is quite hard.
Remember that you're down a lot of material, so don't go grabbing the queen. That much I can tell you. Those who are watching in the stream, you guys can put in comment if you want to. Try to monitor it a little bit.
I think I got it. Okay.
All right. How much time do we have? Let's see. Again, we have about 3.5 minutes. So no rush. Take your time. Think. I see some numbers that are getting added up. If you have the number, make sure you press enter after you type in the number.
Okay. Oh no, it doesn't work.
Shima, I'm going to put you on mute. You like to calculate with being unmuted. Now, the whole class needs a little bit more time. I might add a little bit more time. So don't worry too much about the time. I might add some more time if you're calculating a little bit more and you feel like you need some more. Because it's very important that you finish this king off. If this king runs, we are in trouble. Samita, you can't do the move without betting. I don't see any bet on it. So I have to take some amount away. You answered without betting. You cannot do that. Dakshika and Sampreet. All right, we're down to the last 1.5 minutes. Like I said, I can add more time if it's really, really required. Did you bet $29? By the way, remember this, you can only bet the amount you have. You cannot bet anything. So far, the good news is no one's running out of money. All right, last 1 minute. Naisha, you came so close. Sampreet came very close. Dakshika, you found an alternate solution kind of a thing. So I'm going to give you your full credit. Looks like most of you have already answered. So last 15 seconds, let's go. Amitesh, you got it right. Well, the last variation is not exactly mate yet, Amitesh. You'll have one more move after that, but that works, yes. All right. Looks like Tejom and Sahaj and Anmol are the only three who got this right. Very, very nice. Let's see. Pavan, Shuma, and Samita. Samita, since you did not put a money, I have to take some money out. So I'm going to take out 20. Let's go back here and so talk about this position. Yeah. So again, the point of this is this calculation is pretty straightforward. You have a few checks in this position. For example, I'm just going to explain the answers here. Samita, your question?
I have a question.
When I put the answer, it's mate in 4. So why my move is wrong? And that's alternate.
Because you have a faster mate. I'm going to give you credit for your move. Actually, I just realized you also gave the different answer. But the thing is, Samita, you did not put the money on it. You have to first bet before you give the answer, okay? You cannot give the answer and then change it. So actually what I'll do is I will remove this and put it for nil. So you don't win money or, oh, sorry, I took away someone's money. Yeah, you don't win or lose money. All right, I'm coming back. Hold on 1 second, Shima. 1 second, Shima. 1 second. Let me just make sure that I talk about this very quickly and then we'll do this, yeah? So we have B4 check, Rook C1 check, Queen C4 check. I mean, these are checks you should definitely have looked at. Now there are more checks. There's Queen E3 check, Queen C2 check. I mean, it doesn't make so much sense. I would have definitely quickly done a candidate move of these three, right? Now, of all the checks, I think Queen C4 looks very nice, very simple because it's very forcing, right? But both B4 and Queen C4 forces the king to go to B6. So it's not a bad idea. But definitely Queen C4 makes sense, right? And this is where some of you went wrong. Some of you here played Rook C1, or actually, I think Rook C1 was played multiple times. And Queen C4, King B6, Rook C1, yes. I think most mistakes
Recording
So
in
it's still a
progress.
checkmate. It's still a checkmate because after the king goes here, you will play queen c5 now. But you don't need b4. I mean, like, if you have a mate in 3, why are you doing a mate in 4? You have queen c5 followed by rook takes bishop. Why do you have to play b4 at all? Yeah. So queen c5 is the most precise sequence, and after king a6, rook takes a1, and it's checkmate. Okay. So, and also if you've played before, like I said, I will keep the credit for it. Now, the only move that really was a little, I wouldn't even call it challenging, that you had to find was a5. So a lot of you did get it. So Sahaj and Tejom got their money. Samita, I think we call it even because you didn't bet before.
I played
Shuma and
before.
Dakshika got their money. Pawan, you went for rook c1. So Pawan, we have to be negative. Pawan, we are losing some money.
Sir, I should get half point for that.
Varun and Sampreet. Oh wait, Sampreet, you got it. No, Sampreet, you got it wrong. You tried so you played this move. A5 check makes a lot of sense. And after rook takes a1, nothing is there. You just let me run right back. So please, please don't. Be careful, right? You did a lot of hard work finding this, yeah. So after
sir, I should get a half point for that because on the website, it says I get half points. So at least can I get 5 points for that?
Well,
just 1 point. Please.
No. Hold on. No, we can't do this. Hold on. Don't call out. The point is this. I will tell you, this is not the move. This could be a difference between a win and a loss. So I can't give you points for that, right? Because I don't even know if there is a proper checkmate after a5. So in a game, this might be a difference between you winning the game and losing the game, Pawan. So unfortunately, this doesn't count. Compare that to this move. Those who played b4, they're still winning the game. They're just winning one move later. That's why I'm giving them the points. Okay. So, all right. Let's get started on the next position as soon as possible. Let's just quickly see the money status right now. So, have you done the negative points much? Yes, I'll tell you. Let's do that very quickly because Dakshika got it right. I'll tell you who got it wrong. Pawan got it wrong. Varun got it wrong. Naisha got it right. Oh, well, Naisha got it wrong. She played rook a1 check. And Arohi got it wrong. The rest of them are okay. All right, let's see. What is the situation? Who's leading?
Me.
Is Shuma leading with 165? And Sahaj is at 160. Amita's at 145. Okay, let's go on. We need to jump into the next one. So we have time to do possibly one more after that. Okay. And the next one shall be, should I give you a challenging one or an easy one?
That's like, for me, maybe.
All right, let's do this one. Not, okay. All right, it is
Black to move the
black to play. And of course, there's a lot of hanging pieces on the board. The queen is hanging. So keep that in mind. We have our 5 minutes. In fact, this time I'm going to make it slightly different. First, you go and type in your bet. After that, I'll ask the question. So I'll give you 5 minutes. The timer will run on my phone though. In the end, when I ask the question, I'll only give you like 1 minute to just type in the answer. That's all, nothing else. No more time to think. Think about what is going on or what you can do.
Maybe.
Again, this is a pure calculation exercise. So keep looking for forcing moves. Keep in mind, black is down a whole piece.
A whole bishop.
At this point, black is down a bishop. Yes. Amitesh, I know you've not been able to enter the thing on the sheet. You can just type in chat for fun. Always, if you want to bet something on this. All right, we're about 2 minutes in. Keep thinking, there's no rush.
Okay.
After next 2 minutes, I will ask all of you to punch in your numbers. I actually don't want to call it a bet. It looks like there's no other word than that. Maybe I should say punch in your confidence numbers. That sounds a lot more legitimate than bet. Let's see if anyone has been putting in their bets. Looks like
Just-
John is going all in.
Can we bet?
Yes, of course. Yeah, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, put in that thing. The germ is like 100%. I'm coming.
Is it best move? Right. Best move.
Well, black to play. Of course, you're going to try to play the best move. Yeah, you have to solve the position kind of a thing. It's calculation.
I think because
All right, guys. Now is the time for all of you to punch in your numbers. Let's go. I want to see a number in all of this column. Let's see how much you're ready.
wait, what? 100?
You cannot bet 100, Pawan. 30 is the minimum. I'm sorry, 30 is the maximum. Sorry.
I'm going all in. There's no chance. I'm going all in right here.
Yeah.
If this is wrong, I am literally gonna say.
Okay, hold on. I need Samprit, Samita, and Anmol. Hit enter. So I want to see. Arohi, hit enter. I want to see the number. If you don't press enter, I don't see it.
What if it's like you still have an advantage, just it's not as big as if you play that other one?
You will find out if it's right or wrong. Let's see. Wait. We'll see. And Arohi, you have to hit enter as well. I don't see your number. Okay. All right. We got all our numbers now, which means time to answer the question. So I'm only going to give you 1 minute. Okay. Because we no longer have time to think. You just have to punch in the moves, literally. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
And there you go. Answer away. Let's see who is going to make that big last jump. Anmol is happy. She's like, she bet 30 and she got it. Wait, did you bet 30, Anmol? You did, right? Oh, Pawan. Check your answer, Pawan. Type in chat what you missed.
Yes,
Type
sir,
in chat.
30.
Good job. Sampreet got it. Jom with the 30. Okay, I promised 5. So after this, we're going to do the last position, the last one. Okay. After this,
Yes.
Shuma is happy. I see he's jumping up and down.
All
All right, time is up. So I have to say a lot of correct answers, not bad. So Vansh, these are the people who lost money. So Sahaj and Samita have to, Sahaj and Samita are negative.
Negative.
I was not able to enter all of my moves.
Oh, you're a little slow. Well, Dakshika, I'm going to leave it. Dakshika, let's give her the points because she was basically getting all the answers. She didn't make the last move. So Dakshika gets the points, gets positive. Pavan, negative. Naisha is also positive. Naisha also didn't make the last move, but she got it right. Arahi, you only played one move. You needed to be faster than that. I cannot see. I cannot give you points for that. That means you're thinking more after that, right? All right. So once hopefully you took care of that. Let's see. Which means Shuma is still going strong. So this is what we have. 195 and Jom is at 184, 30, 30 and 29. Big things. All right. We're going to finish off with our last position, everyone. Okay. So let's see which one I should pick. Okay, this is good. Let's do our last.
Punching the numbers wrong.
Okay, last position. White to play.
The mood is the composer.
You want more made into Samprit? Yes, I can do that too. But right now we're running out of time. So this is going to be your last position. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to think about it. And we are going to, again, only do the numbers first. And then I will ask a question in the end to answer. Do your calculation, do your candidate moves, check your opponent's moves, calculate as much as possible, and then you will have an idea of what you know and what you've missed. The key is this is a king and pawn game with only 3 pawns for your opponent, which means you should be able to see every possible move very easily. You should be able to guarantee that there are no calculation errors because your opponent does not have a lot of moves. Spent about 2 minutes calculating. You have a couple of more minutes. At any point, if you're ready to put in your bet, you can.
Okay.
Do your candidate moves for white and for black.
Oh, wait, I have 154 points.
Okay. What about that, Pawan?
I don't know. Okay,
Yeah, you have 154.
good for me.
Well, after adding this 10, if you get this one right, this is the last one.
How many
And
time
you're right.
remaining?
What is it?
How much time remaining?
We have 1 more minute before everyone should start putting the numbers. Now remember this, some of you are not calculating. You might get lucky sometimes, but I don't think you have seen all the moves all the way. You have to calculate.
Okay, I think I got this.
Oh yeah, and then remember, you had a class once. Don't forget that last move.
Exactly. Don't forget the last move. You don't end your calculation too soon. All right, guys.
Wow.
Now is a good time for all of you to punch in your confidence numbers, not the bet.
30, 30. Wow, someone's 30s.
So many 30s? Let's see.
30, 30.
Everyone's playing big in the last position. But remember this, someone who's on the top can also come down.
Yeah,
Amitesh is
that's
70%.
nice.
I like that. Amitesh? Amitesh, are you able to actually make the moves on the board, or do you want to just type the answer on chat? So Samita and, okay, Anmol, you're the only one left. Let's go. Okay, typing is fine. You can type the answer. Anmol, hit enter. I want to see the number. Okay, we are in for our last position to see how many of you actually understand exactly how much you can bet on your own moves. So let me ask this question. You have 1 minute to give the answer. You have to make about 4 moves or so. Don't wait too long. Looks like I got some of you clicked. I like this. 38 seconds remaining. Samita, Shuma, and Sampreet got it.
Got it wrong. Oh my god, how? This looks so complicated. People get this.
Okay, so that's the last question. So I'm going to kind of explain this. I see, Amitesh, you gave me something, but it actually is only actually that might even be dangerous in your situation. You probably will be able to get a draw because I have this E pawn that's running down. The main problem is the E pawn is running down. Let me ask, let's see, Shuma and Tejom got it in the top. Shuma, what's wrong with B4? Why not B4? Did you consider that move?
No, yeah.
What happens?
So when I was calculating and I realized that the E pawn will eventually promote.
How? Tell me.
So, for example, let's say I take D2.
Okay.
B5, E4, B6, F2, King F2.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you play like B7 or B7, I just push.
E3, and then after B8, black is just in time to queen, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
Then it was check.
Fair enough. That's good. That's why B4 doesn't work. Now, a lot of you fell for B4. The problem is this, I take, and now the thing is, you might think there is a stopping move with King E2, but this doesn't help so much because at some point I can easily distract you. So let's say I play e4, you play b5. I can simply say queen check, and you have to take it. And now I'll play king f2. And now the e pawn queens. The b pawn will queen, the e pawn will queen. In fact, now black will win because e will queen with check. So king e2 would be more of a mistake, right?
What about king into d2 directly instead of king e2?
Same thing, yeah, I'll play king f2. Now the problem is, how are you going to stop me from queening? You'll play b5, I'll play e4. The only move you can try is this, but then I will go up to. Right? So the thing is, you cannot stop my pawn anymore because my king is really well advanced in the side. So if you play here, I'll come back, and at some point you can push, but then this will again lead to a draw because I queen and you queen. Maybe black can even win this, but we don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So the correct answer is take. You have to take. I mean, pushing kind of move doesn't even make sense because I will simply take, and same situation with the pawn at b3. So the only remaining move would be this move. And after capture, now I think some of you considered playing king e2, or some of you considered playing pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn, you will lose. After king f2, this pawn queens. King e2, you can probably barely make a draw because after pawn takes, you have to play c4. And maybe you're still in trouble, but at least you have some chances. But if you play, this is, anyways, the e pawn is the real problem. So the most critical move is d4, of course. This is what you need to figure out. Once you figure out d4, then you know the win is there because you want to play king e2 on time. And you want to challenge that. So now black either can save the e pawn or play king f2. I cannot do both. So king f2, you take the pawn, you win. If you take the pawn, king e2, kind of shouldering the king, and then king here, and then you take the pawn, and you have a winning king and pawn. Yeah? Right. Awesome. So, which means people don't know what their own shortcomings are. Like I said, this is applicable in chess and is also applicable in life. So if you are able to calculate 8 moves, you should know how much of it will be right. How much?
Result.
What is it?
My result.
Yeah, we'll update it. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this. So what I was saying was that if you are calculating 8 moves ahead, I want you to be aware, can I trust this 8 moves? Am I really winning? Am I not winning? Maybe winning. What is the situation, right? Now, if you know that well, maybe you can spend more time. The biggest advantage of this will be like, so sure, then you will spend more time. Most of the times I see students at your rating range making a choice very quickly because they think they got it. They have the answer. There's nothing more to think about. So there's no point in using the time, right? But if you feel, I don't know this yet, or there is this move that my opponent can play, then you will automatically spend more time. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this lecture, right? So you need to know what you really know in your calculation. So then you can spend more time, adjust it accordingly. If you don't have an answer, sit there for 20 more minutes, figure it out, right? That's very, very important. All right. I think with that said, that's a good play. $225. Sorry about it. So hope you guys had fun. We will see you in one of the future classes. Did you want Bitcoin? No, I can even give you dollars. I'm not giving you Bitcoin. You know how much that costs? All right.
Bye.